The next post-game show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Miles McBride, a couple of big threes in the fourth quarter. Knicks up by 16 with 3:10 to go. But Gary Trent Jr. for three, 40 seconds to go. Toronto within two. So the Knicks up two. Jalen Brunson, key bucket of the game, and one. He had 25-9 in the fourth quarter. And the Knicks hang on. Their first win in Toronto since 2015, 112 to 108. Boy, these games are something, aren't they? From our Delta MSG studios, Bill Pito, Monica McNutt, Alan Hahn. They were watching the game. I said to Monica, Knicks up by 16, 3 minutes to go, it's over. And she said, be careful. And you were right.
Listen, the Raptors, while they have struggled this year, the standings, the record, excuse me, doesn't look great. They are good for creating chaos at the end of a game, picking up their defense. This is the team that leads the league in steals per game, and OG Anunoby personally leads the league in steals, and so they create chaos. I will say what we said, what's today? It's Friday. I will say what we said Wednesday. Without Jalen Brunson, I'm fearful about the result of that ball game for the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, again, and you saw it when he was out, like how important he is to this team, especially late game execution, and that's just certainly what he did. I mean, that's a huge bucket he gets because all the momentum is going the Raptors' way, and you get the clear out.
Yep.
And Tom Thibodeau calls it. This is the NBA. You know, this is what's going to happen. I have so many times you hear from fans who watch the game, and they're like, oh, it's all ISO. It's all ISO late in the game. Move the ball, pass the ball. That's the worst thing you can do because against a team like this, the more passes you make, the more susceptible you are to a turnover. So instead, put it in a player's hands that you know can create a shot, have good spacing, and let that player go to work. And that's what he did. He gets by Van Vliet, and then he gets a great N1, a huge finish on that play, and the Knicks hold on for this win. But again, the idea is that they held on for the win because a week ago, they were unable to do that in Dallas. So it's a huge turn of events for them, and the difference is Jalen Brunson was on the floor in this game.
All right, so the Knicks had an 8-game winning streak. They then had a 5-game losing streak. Now they have a 4-game winning streak.
They're just like you, Bill.
Roller coaster.
It was a little chaotic out here tonight. But over the last 17, Knicks are now 12-5, and they were able to come through in the fourth quarter, as we're talking about, when it mattered most.
Yeah, the decision-making is terrific in the fourth, and so much of that, we will continue to say this over and over, has to do with Jalen Brunson. But also, you've got Quentin McBride, who comes in and hits big-time buckets in the fourth. As you get a look here, Evan Fournier, quality minutes, not a ton, but quality minutes when he was on the floor. You get a look at a score he had, this terrific assist to Deuce McBride. I apologize, I say Quentin McBride. Deuce McBride. Evan also had a really great defensive play.
Don't call him Trace McBride.
I should, right?
Can we call him Trace?
I mean, he was just knocking him down today with tremendous confidence. But again, Toronto squad that doesn't go away. Siakam doing his best on the glass there, able to get that one to go. Van Vliet puts pressure on the rim.
That's
this
when you
was
knew.
a big three.
Yeah, that's when you kind of knew.
Down
Like,
the stretch.
Yep.
You start to hold your breath a little bit. You get this crazy one from Gary Trent Jr., who has strung together, I believe at this point, he's had 3 30-point performances out of his last 4 games, I believe.
27 here in this game. But here's the play. Like, drives to the basket. This is a 2-point game. Drives to the basket and not only gets the play, but then draws the foul as well and the free throw. And that's, again, a big finish. So Julius Randle gets it started for the Knicks tonight, and Jalen Brunson closes it.
I told you Jalen was going to make his free throws.
And he did.
I told him.
Yeah, well, free throws were something to watch, as we talked about before this game. And there were a couple that got a little dicey.
A little bit.
Still, the ones that they had to make, they made. And that includes that last one there.
All right, so Brunson down the stretch, and Alan, you mentioned Julius Randle. Boy, that first quarter, 19 points.
Insane.
Yeah.
5 threes. They took
Video
one away.
game mode.
They took one away. If it had been 6, it would have tied the most threes by a nick and a quarter, as it was 5 threes for him.
Yeah.
19 points. 19 of his 32 come in the first quarter.
Your old ESPN colleagues, and Fuego.
Right.
Like, that's literally what he was to start this game. He just felt good, and the 3-ball was going down for him early. He's a top 5 in the league first quarter score. So he is ready at the starting. Whatever he does, Monica, in his pregame warm-up, it works.
Yeah,
because the beginning of the game, he's ready to go. And he was in this game. And when he's feeling it, like he knows I got the touch, he's just going to keep letting it fly until it misses. And then when it does, all right, let me get into the paint and make some plays. And that's what he did in this game, certainly, as well. But the double-double you love, the ball movement, you can see it. Was 2 of his 3 assists were showing you right there. But the 3-pointers early on, man, and how about that strong finish at the basket? with the three-pointers. And so I love this. He gets what we thought was the record, 6 threes in a quarter. And, you know, the tweet goes out from the team, and everybody's talking about it. And then, of course, on review, they take one of the threes off because I guess his foot was on the line. So, okay, he didn't get the record, but he still had a magnificent first quarter.
You know what they call that?
What do they call it?
Hating. Some straight-up haters. Let Julius have the record.
Just let it go?
Yeah, man, come on. I just love the aggressiveness.
I think it was like maybe just wait a minute before you put out that information.
Gosh. I just love the aggressiveness. And when you got it like that, go for it. I mean, that's video game mode, en fuego, whatever you want to call it. And I won't say that the Raptors dared him to take those shots, but I don't think they respected that jumper enough. Like, OG Anunoby was in the vicinity on a lot of those, just wasn't quite ready for Julius to either take that small step back or get that rhythm dribble and get into his jump shot. But good for him.
You know, it's interesting. You look at the game, the Knicks were up 17 in the first half. One of the trends that we've seen when things don't go well is the Knicks opposition cutting a big lead at the half.
Yep.
10 points, 17 down to 10. And then the third quarter, the Raptors really asserted some control.
Yep.
And then, as we mentioned, the Knicks were up big, and they were able to close it out. And they were able to close it out, Alan, because, as we mentioned, I mean, Jalen Brunson, and we've been here a lot of years when there's been no point guard to get things done. And this game is won with point guards getting plays made when the games are decided.
It's just, that has been always the missing element for this team in years past, in recent years past as well, is just the ability to get good possessions and to get good buckets and to get that kind of production from the point guard position. And this is a guy who is doing it as a starter full-time for the first time in his career. And, I mean, just watch these plays. Look at the footwork. Look at the strength, the ability to finish, to get these and ones. I mean, this is a guy that is a professional scorer, and he's ready for the moment. And I don't think anybody in the league now is talking about they gave him $100 million. Now it's like they only gave him $100 million. I mean, how valuable he has been to this team. And obviously that basket being such a huge basket. Again, big moment, big shot kind of personality that he has. I want the ball. I'm going to make that shot. And he does. And that is the difference. And the Knicks are now 4 games over 500. That is the difference in winning and losing in this league. It's as simple as that. You can be in a close game late, but you just can't get those executions late, right? They can now because they have a guy that can do it.
All right, so Tom Thibodeau, his 100th win as a Knicks coach, 8th Knicks coach to reach that plateau. We're going to hear from Thibodeau when we come back, and also have
he looks thrilled.
Some plays from Monica's Monitor as the Knicks prevail in Toronto by 4.
The Knicks postgame show was presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state area Audi dealer today.
Hard to believe, but true. The season's halfway point is Monday, Game 41. Knicks and Bucks, pregame at 7, game at 7:30. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Coming up, Alan and Monica from Monica's Monitor. But first, Tom Thibodeau's postgame comments after the win in Toronto, presented by Chase.
How much did Julius set the tone out of the gate in that first quarter with those 5 threes?
I thought that was huge. I thought it gave us a lot of confidence. You know, when a guy comes out like that, it sort of sets the tone for the game. And then if you couple that with the defense and the rebounding, you know, and this team, if you put them in the open floor, they can score a bunch of points against you. So I thought that was huge for us.
In the fourth quarter, Jalen had some big plays, and you talk about the 50-50 balls, came up with the defensive rebound and offensive rebound. How big was he in the fourth?
I thought it was huge. I thought the whole fourth quarter, I thought the start of the fourth, I thought the bench was terrific. Quick, Evan, Isaiah, Mitch was in there with them, and they were getting blitzed. Quick got going with the pick and roll, and they were played very unselfishly and sort of bought us some time, but gave us also a cushion. And then when the starters came back, Jalen and Julius, they were terrific down the stretch. And so Mitch threw out the monster rebounding game for him. And I thought Deuce hit timely buckets for us, but it was off. They played off the pass. And when you play off the pass, you're going to get rhythm. And so I think we made 16 threes. We got to the line 26 times. Probably should have been there a few more times. But, you know, it was a good overall win for us.
What did you think of the job Grimes did on Siakam?
I'm sorry?
When Grimes was on Siakam?
Yeah. And Quentin, I don't want to overlook his contribution either. just because in this situation you have to guard a lot of guys with size, and sometimes he was on their guards, small guards who are quick and dynamic with the ball, and then other times he was on Siakam or Anunoby or Barnes, and those guys posed different problems. I thought he held his ground. I thought he battled. I thought he hit some timely shots for us. He's playing real aggressive and hard, and it gives us a different tone to our team.
So Siakam and him, that's a huge size difference. You
Yeah.
started a bunch of possessions on him. What gives you confidence specifically about his defense?
His feet and his strength. And then, a guy like Siakam, I thought, you're not guarding those guys, those type of players individually. We have to guard them with our team. So the guy on him has the challenge of competing for everything, the catch, the dribble, the shot, and then the team has to also help. And so I thought we got in and we got out, and I thought that was huge for us too. And we know Van Fleet's a big shot maker, Trent's a big shot maker, so you have to do both. Be in to stop dribble penetration. They attack the rim extremely well, and then get out and close to the line. And I thought we did that.
Tonight, another example of what you were talking about earlier, that Julius gets going, starts drawing the double and finding other guys.
Yeah, and I just thought, just his aggressiveness, let the game tell you what to do. But, I thought he came out with a tenacity, and he got going, and it got us going. So he got great shots. He moved without the ball. He hit the open man. He did a lot of great things for us.
You mentioned the start of the fourth quarter. McBride hits those back-to-back threes. Do you see him getting more confidence in that?
Yeah, he's more of a scorer, and we know he's not going to hesitate. And so I think the more he plays, the more comfortable, the more rhythm he's going to get. And I think the big thing is the team sharing. They do a great job. They're long, athletic, and they collapse. And so we have to move and we have to cut, but we also have to trust the pass. When one guy cuts, replace behind, and then get your eyes to the perimeter. And if we do that, then we should get rhythm threes. And then we knew when Quick got going that it's the fourth quarter. They're going to go to the blitz, and then we got to make sure we get to our spots. And then it's usually the second pass against the blitz that's going to get you a quality shot.
Does that all feed into the balance that you had with all five starters and double figures and McBride, Henry, and I?
Yeah, and everyone, like I said, I thought our bench was huge for us tonight. Obviously, Jalen and Julius, but Quick was terrific with the bench guys, and the bench overall played really well. And then Mitch got in there with the bench guys, so that we were mixing and matching, and it was pretty effective.
When you went with Julius, in the first 16 minutes or so, it's just riding a hot hand there?
Yeah, and I knew, I was bringing Jalen out, and I wanted to, make sure we maintained our lead, so we went a little longer than normal. And then when Jalen came back, he came out.
Late, a minute and a half left, Mitch fouls out. You went to Hartenstein. What was the logic behind Hartenstein instead of Sims? Did you consider Sims there?
Yeah. And, and the other option was Deuce, to get, we felt like, okay, the three, but we were also concerned about the rebound and to have an opportunity to do a little more switch into. So, but we're confident in all those guys. So whatever we think gives us the best chance, that's what we'll go with.
Why do you think Isaiah gave you the best chance tonight?
Well, I just thought their size, the second shot, the dribble penetration, and then late, we get another guy who's comfortable with the ball. We knew they were going to trap. So I think more skill on the floor, spread them out, and attack.
Well, that's head coach Tom Thibodeau looking. Even when he's after a win like that, he just has that expression on his face. But it's amazing. 12-5 since he made the lineup change. You can't. The numbers tell you. Their defensive numbers. You're talking about in the pregame show.
Yes, we did.
Defensive numbers off the chart since he made this change, and it just is obviously working. Whatever he's got going with the 9-man rotation.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see there's buy-in from all the guys in
Yes.
terms of what is required. Everybody knows Coach Tibbs' calling card is defense. This team is defending.
Yes, and also offense, like I said, did not suffer when they focused more on defense. And let's show you some offense, the ball movement. You heard him talk about the job that the bench did, especially early in that fourth quarter, to actually extend to a 13-point lead. Deuce McBride with a couple of threes, actually hit 2 early in that fourth quarter. We're going to show 1 off really nice ball movement.
This was terrific ball movement. All right, so first, just take note of Deuce cutting through the paint there, right? I'm going to clear the screen. Hold it, freeze it right there. Mitch is in the center, and sometimes you'll see a zone from the Raptors. In this case, it was a man-to-man, but the ball moves so quickly. Anytime you can get the ball into a center of a defense, it puts everybody's head on a swivel. Look at all the different eyes that are now on Mitch, right? Like the ball's in the center, that's the spot we have to be mindful of. All right, so Mitch makes his pass quickly. Evan, you got to contest because that's a shooter. Hard closed out by Siakam, drop from Anunoby. Evan has terrific vision. Look at our guy just hanging out, ready, calling for the ball as shooters do. Do what you do, Evan, because you know if you were on the other end of that, you would want that ball to come smoothly into that shooter's pocket. I love the ball fake. I should have froze it because a little ball fake, you know what I'm saying? Just get him going, you know? Great execution and the details, right? Like Evan, pump fake, attacks, makes the defense play him honestly, even though he is a shooter. Of course, the pass, and then the ball fake from Deuce before he gets into rhythm to pull up a smooth 3.
And of course, again, the one more detail, which is so important, which this coaching staff teaches this group, is that when somebody's driving into the paint, get into the passing lane. Make sure he can see him, and that's what Deuce did. He moved over, got the hands up high, I'm open, and Evan made the great pass to certainly lead to one of the 2 threes he hit early on in that fourth quarter. Now, the Knicks went up 13 on those 2 threes, but as the Raptors do, they push back, and it becomes a game, and then it comes down to final possessions, and execution so important. And as we talked about, Jalen Brunson coming through, up 2 with a huge N1 here.
And you started this conversation when we sat down for the postgame, huh? First, let's hold it, freeze it, right? Like, we're going to hold it right here. Freeze. Look at all this space for Jalen to work. Everybody's out of the way. You got Quentin, who had knocked down, what, 4 threes in this game? 3 threes, excuse me, this ball game.
Also,
Deuce,
all shooters on the floor.
Absolutely. Deuce is hit. Quick is shooting the ball well. And, of course, this guy, y'all like all my drawings? Let me clear that. This guy started the game with 5 threes, in case you missed it. All right, so boom. Jalen has all of this. We're going to freeze it. Pump fake. You got, come on, let me get my counter out. 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, didn't quite work right, but that's okay.
That's all right.
3 Raptors surrounding your point guard at 6'2". We'll give him 6'3". These are big guys. OG Anunoby. What's my guy from last year, the rookie? Scott Barnes at Van Vliet. The pump fake. The finish. There's just so much poise. So much poise. The spacing, the shooters that have made the defense have to play honest. The trust with Jalen. And you heard Wally say on the broadcast he's got that sort of offbeat finish where he goes up on that off foot. I don't know that it's offbeat. I think it's very intentional in terms of him using his pump fake.
It's the leg strength again for a small player against some 3 length defenders right there, getting that N1, a spectacular play at the very end. Correction, by the way, Grimes had 4 3-pointers in this game. You know what we didn't see?
I said 4, yeah.
Pascal Siakam smiles, Bill, at the end of this.
Yeah, because Siakam basically held in check tonight at 52 here against the Knicks. MSG 150 is next. Siakam tonight had 18. We got lots of threes from Zach LaVine coming up. Back now from the corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra. A reminder, he meant to say. Same, you know.
Reminder.
And a reminder to enjoy every bucket. Every Knicks starter tonight, guys, in double figures. We got to mention Mitchell Robinson because his 18 rebounds, Allen, second highest total. Second highest total he's had in a game all season.
8 offensive rebounds, and that's the thing. When you get those second chance opportunities, those are huge. The Knicks got 17 points off of second chance, and that's all offensive rebounding. And you know, again, that's all Mitchell Robinson. He got the 6 fouls in the game, but I mean, so you know, you got to play the game. You play it out. He still got to 35 minutes with the 6 fouls. So he gave you, like I said, that's what you asked for him. Is get every offensive rebound, get every rebound, block shots, and play some defense.
Absolutely. He responded well after a subpar performance versus San Antonio.
And the Knicks from the 3 area, and that's appropriate
nice
as
job.
we do this from the corner 3, 16 out of 37 from downtown.
And mention Julius Randle one more time, because he's playing at an all-star level. All-star level. Every night, 30 and 10.
So too is Jalen Brunson. All good for the Knicks as they win in Toronto. All right, so the Knicks back home to take on the Bucks. We just showed you in the 150. Milwaukee blown out tonight by Charlotte. Pre-game at 7, game at 7:30. Time now for another episode of Checking In with the Knicks, presented by Coinbase, a weekly series recapping all things Knicks culture and crypto, hosted by Bianca Peart.
Happy New Year, Knicks fans. Welcome to Checking In with the Knicks, presented by Coinbase. I'm your host, Bianca Peart. Let's jump in with our fast break highlights of the week.
Throws the spin, throws the float. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Oh, swatted out of bounds. The jumper that's good. Grimes to Hartenstein. Hartenstein with a stop. High speed to Grimes. Reverse. Alley-oop to Randle. And there's the exclamation point.
Now let's check in beyond the locker room for some off-the-court updates. Julius Randle's all-star buzz has never been bigger. Ahmad Rashad caught up with Randle off the court to talk family, work ethic, and what he learned from Kobe.
To be able to have my son experience me living out my dream and just him be able to be there every step is pretty cool for me, for sure. To win here is really what drives me every day. What can I do to take a step forward to win?
When you were out there with Kobe, what are some of the things that you picked up from him?
I think his leadership style, how he was able to connect with everybody and understand people and individuals.
Now let's throw it over to Crypto Corner. This week, we're talking about hardware wallets. This is one of the safest wallets of all. No external exchange or entity has access. It's just your crypto protected by a seed phrase, all held within a secure piece of hardware. And that'll do it for the Knicks' first week in 2023. Tune in next week for more Checking In with the Knicks, presented by Coinbase. I'm your host, Bianca Peart, and let's go Knicks.
All right, Bianca, thank you. Knicks win tonight, Toronto 112-108. We will look ahead when we come back right after this. All right, welcome back. Knicks beat the Raptors. Allen, Julius Randle's last 9 games.
Yeah, this is from Knicks on MSG. That's our Twitter handle. In the last 9, 32-11, 25-13, 28-16, 35-12, 41-11, 29-18, 35-8, 29-12, 30-13, All-Star. I mean, that's like a run.
Best fan base in the NBA, hit those polls. Fan votes. Let's go.
He was great again tonight. So too is Jalen Brunson. Knicks get a win. They'll host Milwaukee on Monday. Pre-game at 7, game at 7:30. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Coming up next year on MSG, it's Odds with Ends. Knicks up by 16 with about 3 minutes to go. Hang on for dear life as Jalen Brunson comes up huge down the stretch. And the Knicks now have won 4 straight. They are 22-18 on the season. Career win as a Knicks coach, head coach for Tom Thibodeau. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.